Growing tensions down in Washington, D.C. Congress after House Republicans move to launch an impeachment probe into President Joe Biden.
Fox 5's Robert Moses joins us in studio with the details. Good morning, Robert.
Tashani and Dan, good morning to you. Republicans have long alleged financial corruption on the part of the president and his family, but Democrats are quick to point out that thousands of pages of documents have so far turned up no evidence of that.
On the first day back in session after summer recess, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy ordered an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. He said that 3 committees, Oversight, Judiciary, and Ways and Means, will conduct the probe. McCarthy accuses the president of lying about his son Hunter's foreign business ventures.
House Republicans have uncovered serious and credible allegations into President Biden's conduct. Taken together, these allegations paint a picture of a culture of corruption.
In a statement, a White House spokesman lashed out at McCarthy. House Republicans have been investigating the president for 9 months, and they've turned up no evidence of wrongdoing. His own GOP members have said so. He vowed to hold a vote to open impeachment. Now he flip-flopped because he doesn't have support. Extreme politics at its worst. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who represents Brooklyn, agrees.
This is an illegitimate impeachment inquiry. Period. Full stop.
In unilaterally announcing the inquiry, McCarthy seemed to acknowledge that he did not have enough support in his conference to hold a vote on whether to conduct one. He also appeared to be trying to appease far-right Republicans who want steep spending cuts and threaten to shut down the government at the end of this month if their demands are not met. Some of those Republicans, including Congressman Matt Gaetz, accuse McCarthy of not making good on promises that he made in return for their votes that elevated him to Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, you are out of compliance with the agreement that allowed you to assume this role.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called on McCarthy to stand up to those in the extreme wing of his party.
I think the impeachment inquiry is absurd. You can only accomplish keeping the government open in a bipartisan way. I have sympathy with Speaker McCarthy. He's in a difficult position. But sometimes you got to tell these people who are way off the deep end that they can't go forward with it.
And yes, McCarthy is facing significant pressure from Gaetz and similarly minded Republicans. Gaetz has promised daily snap votes that would remove McCarthy from his speakership. As Gaetz put it, each session will start with, quote, the prayer, the pledge, and the motion to vacate. Dan and Tashani, back to you.
Very interesting. Okay, Robert, thank you very much.